This Midax video presentation of the Sigma self-checkout is part of our comprehensive customer-facing selling solution for the grocery environment that includes self-checkout, click and collect, and scan to cart. Well, let's focus on self-checkout first. The customer can simply touch the screen to start or scan the first item. They will receive a welcome banner. At this point, the customer can also scan their loyalty card. The main screen will show item lookup button, search by image, and any additional weekly specials on the first page. Also on the bottom, the customer can cancel, request for help, enroll in loyalty, change their language, adjust their auto, and request for help. So the customer can start scanning items. You'll see the items come up on the screen. They can also validate the quantities that are being scanned. And if we need to complete the transaction, we will simply hit the Pay button. At this point, the customer will be prompted for two additional buttons: credit and debit payment option, ticket to pay at the register. You can also review the transactions. So let's simply complete the transaction with a credit. Customer will respond to the PIN pad prompts, acknowledge the total, sign for signature, and wait for approval. And here you can see also a virtual receipt of the customer purchases, transaction, authorization, and approval. Next, we'll introduce the loyalty. Customer can simply scan their items. They can also scan their loyalty card anytime during the transaction. And we will identify the customer on the screen. If they qualify for any discounts, when they go to hit the payment option, they'll be able to see their screen on the review. Here they qualified for a free item. Here they qualified for an additional free item. And they'll select credit. Again, customer responds to the PIN pad prompts, validating the amount, signature, and processing completion. Here the customer can review the receipt, validate the free items or discounts, completed transaction of points balances beginning, earned, and end points balance, as well as the breakdown of the earned points and a complete account summary of any fuel rewards that they qualify for. Next, we'll introduce a transaction that requires a supervisor engagement. Again, the customer can scan the item. This time, there is an alcohol purchase. They can continue the transaction by scanning items. The attendant has been alerted Once the customer has completed the transaction, they will notify the attendant. The attendant can come in and identify themselves and approve the transaction. At this point, the customer can continue additional purchases if they choose to. They need to add a produce items that they forgot. They can add that into the order. Or if it's a misscan, they can go back and select that item, and they can void the item. This will also alert the attendant for approval prior to payment. Again, the attendant has been notified either on their tablet Once again, they'll enter their supervisor ID and allow the void to complete. And the customer again can complete the order with payment, hit the pay button, review the order. Here we can see the items have been removed from the total and select the credit card option. Once again, customer scans their card, responds to the PIN pad prompts, signs for signature, and wait for authorization. Here, the customer has insufficient funds. So the clerk or attendant has been alerted. They can take over on the unit or take it over from the tablet, hit the back button, and finish the transaction with ticket, pay at the register, use alternate forms of payment, cash, or another credit card from the attendant station, or a customer service. Again, the virtual receipt is printed for review. The customer or attendant can take the receipt and complete their transaction with alternate payment method. Just a quick review again. If a supervisor needs to be engaged with a transaction, he or she can interrupt the order at the self-checkout or at the supervisor tablet level, make the changes and conclude the order. Again, if they need to pay cash or alternate means of payment, they can do so at the supervisor station, tablet, or mobile device with the stationary POS attached to a cash drawer, a Mica reader, and a PIN pad. So let's continue on and do some additional search criteria of transactions. Again, we can continue on with produce items, search by image, select produce, certain category, touch the item, enter the quantity, continue to scan items as you wish. Also, if something doesn't scan, they can enter the item lookup manually, hitting the button, enter the UPC, they can also change the quantity, scan their card on loyalty, and complete the transaction. This time we'll just do pay at the register to review the receipt, review the points and balances, the account summary, and you'll notice that they now have 5 cents per gallon redemption if they choose to. So they can use the item lookup button for manual entry or search by image. If you have additional departments within the store, you can choose to break those categories down into a customizable menu or a kitchen menu, where they can choose and drill down into the specifics for purchases. As well as continue the scan and complete the transaction. Again, the customer can scan the item, identify themselves as a loyalty customer, search by image, and bring in some produce, some random weight, as well as fixed produce of quantities, insert a void, here the attendant is notified. Customer can still complete the transaction by scanning, notifying the attendant, and complete their payment. Review their order, select credit, swipe their card, follow the pin pad prompts, signatures, and authorization. Here the customer can review the receipt, review their loyalty statement and account summary, points earned, and their redemption of fuel points that are available to them. So this concludes our Sigma self-checkout presentation. Thank you.